and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the Kaito KA200. It's an AM FM portable radio. I purchased this radio from Amazon for a total of $12.99 about a week ago. And here it is. Now, I bought this radio. I had it already. Bought a second one because somebody mentioned that the Kaito KA200 was now a DSP radio. Well, this particular one I just received August 10th, 2018, still analog. Is that a bad thing? No, analog's a good thing. If it's anything like the Dajin DE333 DSP radio, I would have been disappointed. So I'm glad it's still analog. Maybe Kaito realized it and they're going to keep with analog. So here's the radio. You guys have probably seen this. This is a great little micro radio. There's reviews everywhere, but I'm going to give it a good solid review tonight. So there it is, the box. Got little icons there, picture of the radio. We have radio. We got a little patriotic thing, eagle with the old school shield there. Kaito KA200. And that's that. And in the back, I think it has some bullet points there. You can pause and read if you'd like. Made in China, color black. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and open this up, see what we get. All right, everything seems to be, empty box. Some paperwork, always great to have paperwork. A warranty for a $13 radio. I don't think you guys will ever need to send that in, but you could if you need that. It's a really tiny manual, I guess, to go with a tiny radio. Yeah, so here we go, operation manual. Location of controls. I think we can figure it out. How to put batteries in, how to turn on and off. Yeah, wow, really simple stuff. So if you need to know the instructions, there you are. Okay, so let's get to the radio. Bubble wrapped, nice. And yeah, look at that little guy. All right, I love small radios. You see me review quite a few of them, and I just love micro radios. So I'm just gonna bring this down a little further. Okay, let's go over dimensions. 2 1/8 of an inch across, 3 5/8 of an inch tall, and a depth of 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, it's a small little radio. Look at that little dude. Okay, so for size comparison, a few things. CC pocket. Yeah, makes that radio look small. Look at that. We got the cards. Dun, 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 dun. We know who that is. And then the bigger brother, the Kaito KA230. Okay, this runs on 2 AA batteries. The thing about this radio is it's actually $1 cheaper, and we'll find out that it's probably the better performer. But if you need something really ultra portable and ultra small, this is the way to go. So go ahead and put this one aside. All right, it's all about the KA200 though. So let's go over features. Left hand side, we got the band and on-off switch. So you got power off, AM, and then FM. Get that in focus. Pretty simple switch. It's got a flat black design. I really like it. The build quality feels good. So it feels like it's pretty sturdy. Front, we have Kaito 2-band AM FM radio, KA200. So we have an FM scale 87 to 108 and then a log scale in the middle, which is nice. Dual indicator style windows, I like that. And you got AM 530 to 1600. And then we have a tuning indicator, lights up green when you're in tune. Notice with this radio, the FM scale is off, but the AM scale seems pretty close. So I'm pretty happy with that, since pretty much this radio is good for AM most of the time. Here we have a speaker behind the plastic grill. This is a 1.5 inch variety. Right hand side, we have the tuning wheel. It's fairly easy to tune. When you put it in one spot, it's going to stay. It's not easily bumped, which is good. Real nice and small there. Up on top, we have the antenna. The antenna is a pretty small variety. Extends out to a whopping 7 inches. Does affect its FM reception. We'll talk about that in a second. Headphone jack, decent experience. There's pretty much no low-level hiss, which I'm surprised on a $13 radio. I expected some, but there wasn't any. It's FM mono, both ears, and AM, of course, is both ears. But still not bad for headphones. Definitely a good radio for headphone use. Here we have the volume control, which is analog style. Sweet. And it's got 2-tone. I like the silver and black combo. Nice. Back of the radio, we have the quality control pass. There's a screw underneath there, so they don't want you messing with it. 2-band AM FM radio. We have your frequency 530 to 1600. It's older radio possibly because it's not an expanded AM band, or maybe for a world market possibly. So yeah, some people may not like that, but I'll be honest with you, this radio is good for locals, and we'll talk about that too. So you probably won't be needing the high end of the band unless you have a local station that's up there. FM 87 to 108, runs on 2 AAA batteries, made in China, and here's our battery compartment. It's a hinged door, which is nice. I got 2 AAA batteries in there. So yeah, these hinged doors are nice. I don't lose them. And it just clicks into place. All right, so let's talk about FM reception, and we'll give this radio a little spin on the AM dial, or actually do a radio Todderbert possibly with this. Yeah, radio Todderbert. So FM reception, FM sensitivity. So when I go over these reports, if you haven't watched any of these videos before, it's the first time, it's a scale of 5 criteria. Starts out with fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. Excellent being the best, 5-star. So I kind of use it as a gauge. And so the FM sensitivity equals okay, which is basically a 2-star rating. The reason being it's only found about close to 3 dozen stations, and it was very difficult at that. And typically I give a okay to good rating when a radio hits about 4 dozen stations in my area. So that gives you an idea of sensitivity and how it rates with other radios. FM selectivity was fair to okay, so a little less. That was like 1.5 stars. With the tiny little antenna, I'll be honest with you, you have to like hold it with your hand or put it against your neck as you're walking down the street to get a good reception, because this antenna is just too small. But if you hook up a wire, like a little shortwave wire, this thing comes alive and you'll get every station you could dream of. But that's not practical for a tiny micro radio like this to have a wire or to hold it against your neck as you're walking. But yeah, so if you need that reception bad enough, hold it up to your neck and it works fantastic. All right, so yeah, I learned that real quick. So good for strong stations only. This is, the selectivity being fair to okay, a lot of bleed over. That was the problem with it. Your distant stations would get obliterated by the stronger stations. So, okay, so let's go ahead and fire up Radio Todderbert here. We'll see. I think it's running. Let's make sure. Yep. Okay, so we're going to turn it on. A little switch there and go to FM. Oh, I'm right on it. Wow, cool. And of course, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I am using a C-Crane FM transmitter 2 hooked up to an MP3 player transmitting on 97.7 megahertz. As you can tell, my FM scale is off. That's 97.7 right there. But that's how I do it, and that's how we're able to do this tune. We're using YouTube sanctioned music, which is good, so no copyright violations.
crazy mother.
So not bad. You know, this little speaker is surprisingly sounds really good. Let me go ahead and just move this back up because I keep bumping this tripod. Such a little radio, it's too low to the table. I'll have to kind of hold it up. So yeah, the FM is, like I say, it's kind of, you got to be in an urban setting for it to work really well, or attach a wire, or put it to your neck to get the FM reception. But you got a taste for the audio. It actually pretty decent for such a small little radio. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the AM band. During the daytime, my AM reception was fair. I was good on locals, and I got some semi-locals in. So it was decent on that front. You know, you can't expect much from such a small radio. I really wasn't expecting a knock out of the park type, but it does get the basic stations in pretty well, and I like that. So let's go ahead and listen to some, and then we'll conclude. So let's go ahead and turn off and unplug some transformers so we do not interfere with the AM. Go to the AM band. Or at the bottom there, we would turn this up.
Make a mistake by speaking up against the president. Does that only rile the president up, or does that people try seat man in the first place?
The perfect place to host your next outing or weekend run with the guys. And who knows, you could win $10,000.
So pretty much good for locals at night too. This is 670 The Score. There's a station before playing music. It could have been Nashville, but I doubt it. I've never heard more than a couple hundred miles away with this radio.
About 15 minutes. 855-2124-CBS. Let me get to Nick in Southern California before we get to 3 Up, 3 Down. Hello, Nick.
Hey, can't you hear me?
Yes, I got you, Nick. Go ahead.
Hard to find out.
Yeah.
iTunes won't tell you how many subscribers you have.
Right.
Which is
But they,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's ridiculous is the word.
But I know we have I can find out how many deliveries.
So we're not getting 700, I don't think.
About a week before week one, his rookie year, he came in just
You can see if this is 700.
Daniel went all the way to the, the Dark Position Bus and had his thing. I'm wondering if,
Nope. It actually might be a bad night. 700 not coming in the pocket. Okay, here's the current time. 10:25 p.m. Central Standard.
Is so interesting that we'll ask him a question.
Okay, this is 720 WGN.
Ramble on, yes. But that's okay too. If they're interesting enough people, the rambling is good, you know.
Well, part of my job is to kind of rein people in a little bit and steer the conversation into.
It's got a good sound for a little radio, especially with talk.
You guys are really good at what you do. I mean,
and I fell 35 feet into a concrete floor. I called GWC because of their track record with union cases. They gave me peace of mind and secured my financial
780
future.
WDBM.
I'd highly recommend Louis Cairo.
makes the catch, and that is the ball game. Robertson closes it out, and the Yankees get the win, and the New York Yankees complete a 4-game
Should be 1,000. Let's check.
of the Baltimore Orioles, and they are 5 back in the loss column.
ESP 1000, another local.
Overall in the AL East of the Boston Red Sox. How about Severino and the Yankees tonight?
Yeah, Severino, pretty solid. Not
Consider, perhaps, if I not a path to citizenship. No, I will never agree to path to citizenship. Previously, when I agreed to this kind of setup, I said path to green card. And the reason why is that I can't give citizenship the wrong way.
Storms.
And my idea was, if you go
It's saying 10:30. I don't think this is Boston, but
if you want to come out of the shadows and you want to get a green card, that's where it stops.
My mind is, and then again, of course, on books, so many Americans believe this way, that natural medicine.
check this.
And they're just kind of maintaining their diet and things like that. But then it's something
Okay, this is 1050 Kenosha, Wisconsin. Local. It's definitely not storming by us. Must be storming somewhere distant. Definitely not the DX radio.
Sunday night KXCL previews key high school football matchups with coach interviews. Details about impact.
Okay, this is KXCL 1540. Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles. Like I mentioned, the best I'll get is probably a couple hundred miles at night.
1 year and a day after President Trump announced his strategy to win the war, the top U.S. general announced.
I think it stops pretty much at 1610. So there we go. All right, pretty basic. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Do final thoughts on this little radio, and we'll go from there. So yeah, the Kaito KA200 AM FM portable radio. Yeah, it's $13. The cool thing about it is this is a great sure pocket radio for local broadcasts. So if you are going to a ball game here in the city, you're going to pick up no problem the game that you're listening, that you're watching, and you need to hear stats and different things. Pretty cool. I actually enjoy listening to the Cubs game with this radio. I walk around with it. It's like really neat just to have it in your pocket and do other things with it. It doesn't get in the way because it's so tiny, and it slips. It's all rounded. There's I don't think it stands. Did I try standing this radio? Yeah, I don't think it stands. And it's the one thing that's kind of an annoyance, but it's pretty cool for the fact that it does do locals very well, and it has a good tonal quality to the speaker, which is really nice. And again, size. FM, you might use it for your locals, like a strong local station. When I put headphones in, it didn't seem to make, the headphones didn't turn into an antenna. I still had to use the little mini whip there, but yeah, the headphone use is good. So it does get a recommended buy for me on those people looking for an ultra small radio for local broadcast stations. You're not going to DX at night with this radio. Now, with that said, if you want a radio that DX is a little bit better, it's $1 cheaper, but you don't mind the size and the fact that it doesn't look as snazzy. It really doesn't. It just looks really generic looking, but it's really good. The performance of this K230, I'll link a video up here. Check it out. It amazed me how many stations I pulled in an AM band scan with this thing at night. Just really cool. And the fact that it probably has the same size speaker almost, a little bit bigger. But it runs on 2 AA batteries, so you're going to have a better longevity. Of course, it stands too, and it has a belt clip for those who like to use belt clips. This does not. This doesn't even have a wrist strap. What the heck? No wrist strap. What? But there's a huge size difference there. Yeah, you can't beat the size of this and its local capability. So yeah, I mean, it's just what fits you the best. But if you're looking for inexpensive, high performance, $12 radio, pick this one up. Tell me how you like it. I love this one. It works out really good for me. This one here is, again, for basic use only, and it's good for a lot of people. They just need a local, radio because they live in an urban area. That'd be perfect. So, but this one, if you're in the boonies and you need to reach out a little further, good radio. All right. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the presentation of the Kaito KA200. It's still analog. So for those who are scared that the little radio's DSP, this thing's still an analog radio. Will DSP improve it? Possibly, if they have a really good chip. I mean, if they use that Dajin DE333 chip, forget it. They use that same build quality. It's just not as good. That radio, I tried to take it out and I was going to do a review on that radio. I couldn't even tune anything on it. So I'm like, well, that's not going to make much of a review if I can't even tune much. So I decided not to. I just, give this as a recommendation. So there it is. If you want one of these small radios, get the KA200, not the Dajin 333. And not the Scott, whatever the other one was, the RX, I can't remember the number, but I'll put that video there of the 3 radios I compared together. So there it is. If you enjoyed the presentation, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, the radio, you got an idea what this thing can do. Awesome. Some people like this. I think it's cool. Ultra compact. I don't mind having 2 of them. Sweet. Might give one to a friend. So 2, if you're new and you're like, Kaito, that's awesome. I like small radios. So if you like small radios, you like this brand, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future videos from me. I definitely put them out every evening. And then 3, comment below what you think about the Kaito KA200. It's been around forever, very popular. A lot of, prepper dudes like this because you can put it in a backpack and, forget about it because it's such an inexpensive radio. But I'll be honest with you, if you need something with range, I would probably, invest in something that's going to reach out a little further, like that 230 over there was better for distance. So if you're going to be a prepper, you might want to do a little research, buy a little bit bigger radio, and get that extra reception capability. That's just my opinion. 4, don't forget After Hours with Todderbert over here on Patreon. I'll be hanging out there, upload some cool stuff. Check it out. Support me. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care and goodbye.